What do we do? What can each one of us do to stop the empire, stop this post-humanistic agenda? What's our role as humanists?
Yeah. So both Elvis and Philip K. Dick are demonstrating values of empathy and of understanding and of humility in relation to the bigger force. That's the same thing in Philip K. Dick. He doesn't come to one conclusion. He says, it could be this, could be that, could be that, because he's being humble before the mystery. So both of them enable the mystery to exist, which the mystery can't exist in the Promethean. They can't have that mystery. It's a left brain driven thing. They can't tolerate ambiguity, which is the essence of a certain type of mind. And that, the psychological tests to prove that, and links with intelligence and ambiguity. The toleration of ambiguity is actually a very high order skill, to be able to say, okay, I can see that this might and that, etc., and to leave them open like that. So both of them emphasize the reality of the spirit and of a transcendent kind of reality. And I emphasize that. And again, in contradistinction, I think, to the Jungian thing, I believe this transcendent thing is a real, the supernatural is the real, that the relinquishing of the belief in the mystery is the great flaw in all of this. The benefit, or the point being that once we begin to understand, it's the point I'm making about Elvis, and that when they say there's something wrong here, we have to find out who we are. You begin to unlock then your potential, the potential that you were told that you didn't have. So ultimately, this is a call to yourself individually to spiritually evolve. Now, you may not be able to, if there's a critical mass, there will be. Why we should, I listened to Joe Rogan talking to that Ray Kurzweil. I don't know if you've seen it. It's kind of shocking.
I'm not.
These are the people that are telling you are godlike. And you don't have to be a genius to work out that that's not what they are. But they can put themselves in godlike power if we relinquish it. So you really want to start having a bit of courage and a bit of faith in your consciousness, and being able to draw inspiration and being able to seek out or support or tolerate differences, to not have too many presumptions because you're told that people from different spiritual traditions are different, that that you have nothing in common with a Muslim, for example. I mean, the gross caricature of these. We have to realize that the objective of this New World Order, as described by themselves in what's called an open conspiracy, is the destruction of the nation state, religion, and the family. Now, that's not in the interest of anybody. So they will. Christianity is really in a weak spot, and I'm sure from an Islamic perspective, there'd be some people that would say, "Well, that's great," and we're on. That Islam will go as well, and the two of them may go by developing the rifts between them to create the classic divide and conquer, and some, this is the way they have shown that they do historic. So what we have to do is be able to find a common higher ground and use that common higher ground, not to condemn other people because they have different perspectives, but to seek the common ground. And it has to be based on a disciplined analysis that is robust historically, that's not inherently kind of based on an inappropriate description of whitewashing or blanket glazing of some group of people. But it's to look at the power structures, the pathology in a very, very specific way. From the history of science, all the evidence is there from good historians to describe something which I use what they have told us they're going to do, what the scientists have told us to do. So there has to be that robust analysis. If there's not, and there's an awful lot of red herrings being thrown in, and there's an awful lot of young people listening to a crock, basically, about why we're here, and they're being drawn off, and they're being played, very well. And some people, unfortunately, some people that should have known better, have been led down the garden path, and they won't be able to recover from their involvement in bad analysis. I think we have to have a very robust analysis that is added to and grown, so we understand the real historical phenomenon, pathology, and the contemporary nuances of international trade law, of international banking law, international currency thing. The totality, everything has to begin to come together. But even if you defeated the thing, which could take a long time as well, but even if you defeated that, you still cannot deal with the existential problem of having taken away our spiritual condition. So the whole point of this is that in the cosmic order, I believe that this gross, dark reality, the thing, as William Cobbe called it, I think in the 1900s or 1700s, the thing, as he called it, this thing that we're facing, which threatens now to come into your body and mind and to take control of all your genetic structure back to wherever it came from, now and for the future, to dispose of that. As Elon Musk said, they can turn you into a butterfly. This is serious stuff, and especially when you're not even a human, and especially when your rights have been taken away, because we don't have any rights and I don't have human. Notice the proliferation of euthanasia. You know, they take the exceptional case, some poor unfortunate person is dying and they use the exception to become the rule. And the rule then is someone knocking on your door saying, "Oh, you don't have a lot of money in your bank account. Have you thought about this? We can do a quick job now. This is on the way. This is coming. This will come so fast you won't realize until the person's knocking on your door." They're very, very serious. It's a death cult, and they really hate humans. It's misanthropic and it's mechanophilic. So this is what we're dealing with. This is the call to spiritual arm, to unlock your spiritual potential, to be open-minded, to be tolerant, to be intellectually courageous, to understand that it's an existential threat, that no sect can survive this alone, but there has to be cooperation. And it may be in the cosmic order of things that this is the opportunity we have to find a higher place above our differences, like I think both these figures were suggesting, to have this superposition where we can not only combat that in the vast amount of numbers that we have, but we can also then have the occasion to do what we should be doing, which is to spiritually evolve. And that will also solve the problem of nature. Nature is not going to be protected with more technology, with daft systems that are creating more pollution. The solutions are straightforward. We have enough wisdom, knowledge to be able to solve all the other problems, but we don't have the luxury to sit back and watch an occult dark force allied to the darker force in the cosmic context, whatever way you want to see it, as these people were understanding in 1964. This is the future, and so therefore, the real thing is to come out of the chrysalis of the cultural containment that will only begin now to turn into poisonous, cannibalizing chemicals in your own self that can lead you nowhere and can lead culture nowhere. So now is the time to begin to be a bit more clever, a bit more sensible, a bit more respectful, a bit more cooperative, a bit more imaginative, and a bit more courageous in doing this. So I don't. It's not counsel of despair, but that's the reality. It does no one any good to pretend that there's no force there.
Beautifully said. Yes, we need a spiritual solution. That's what Dick said. What makes us human is our empathy. Roy Batty could never be human, no can AI, but our ability to care for others in this freak show, as he said, was what made us closer to God.
And Elvis the last point on that, I opened up when I've been reading stuff about satanic force. I opened up the exegesis the other day, and he said, I had a dream last night where this Philip K. Dick saying, I had a dream last night where all the churches were taken over by Satanism, and he begins to talk about that and sacrament. Yeah, it's in there as well. It's unbelievable. Oh. It's quite And this is what people like Malachi Martin, etc., and other people have said, and
Yeah.
and including in that the atheistic materialism as a darker force. But I mean, it's quite remarkable. So these things are there in whatever way one wants to characterize it. But I purely focus on this elite power structure that has inverted everything now and calls the impoverished people the privileged ones. It's a remarkable transformation that they have done, a deliberate inversion that they are masters and mistresses of. And we have to kind of wake up, and have to grow up, and we have to just be better. And the only way we can be better is to do what some of these began to understand, that when you explore, learn, your capacity then begins to open up. His capacity got better. He was clear on that. His ability to interpret the world improved. These are called the fruits of the Spirit in Christian terms. They're there in all the tradition, the cities, etc. They only come into play when you've committed yourself to and gone on the hero's journey. So, and that's what we're meant to do anyway.